Attention all stations. Good evening everyone and welcome. Bonsoir tout le monde et bienvenue. This is VA3CGZ, opening the weekly amateur radio exchange group, Simplex Net, also known as A, for Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. It is the longest running Simplex Net in the Hamilton Dundas area. This week is 1,607 times that AREG has been on the air weekly. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton. This net is on every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. local time and ending around 10 p.m. here on 146.430 megahertz. And since this is a simplex net, not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. And so I also stream the net on YouTube. So people who tune in can hear stations they cannot hear on their radio. They can hear how their audio sounds on the air and see their signal strength, as well as see my station layout. Just type in my call into the YouTube search box, again, VA3CJZ. And you can look for us live, or tonight we'll have the title AREG 1607. And finally, we ask that you please leave a 1 second delay between transmissions to allow others to break in. With that, do I have any time sensitive stations or mobiles that would like to check in? Please come now. Okay, nothing heard. So let's open it up to anyone wishing to check in. Please come now. Geez, I'm not sure if that was art or not. It was a very faint signal there. You want to try again? Oh.
VA3 AXJ.
Oh, there we go. It helps when I have the right antenna on. There we go. I'm surprised you heard me there, Rick. Did you hear my spiel?
Oh, you're really noisy. I mean, really, really noisy. Huh. I was going to tell you that, but you fixed the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a antenna switch here, and I had it on the wrong one. And here I am talking for about a minute. Hopefully my finals are okay. But anyways, Rick, how goes it?
Going good. Yeah, it was really bad from start to finish. I cut the lawn today, and I'm suffering. But, stuff's got to be done, eh? I kind of waited till around 4 o'clock before I cut it. But it was still humid. And I had to take the t-shirt off and wring it out. Pretty warm.
Wow. Yeah, it is. Right now it's reading 30 degrees outside on my porch. Add the humidity level with that, and it's pretty hot out there for sure. But just think, it's winter down in below the equator, and in Antarctica and Australia, New Zealand. It's deep winter for them. I heard they got really cold down under recently.
Well, I'm not a fan of the cold weather. I really am not, but we have our share of it too. Anyhow, we'll take a standby here, and we're listening for a little bit. I take some painkillers, and my back therapy's not till next week, and I'll be listening back to you.
Okay, Rick. Very good then. And so let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ.
VA3IMW. VE3GBD, back from the trailer.
VA3NCX.
Okay, I heard three more stations there. IMW, GBD, back from the trailer, and NCA. Let's go and say hello to Mac. Come on in, Mac.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else who's listening and too shy to punch the mic. Anyways, beautiful, beautiful day today. A little overcast skies, but I think that's not bad for the tomatoes. Even the radiation that comes through the clouds helps to nurture those wonderful green plants and helps swell up those little bulbs of greenness so that they finally turn red and fall onto your plate with a little mayonnaise and toast. Looking forward to those days in the near future. Anyways, yeah, it's hump day and a short work week. So double bonus coming off a 6-day long weekend, coming into a 4-day work week, and 2 of those days are behind me. So 2 more sleeps and we can put our feet up again and do the honey-do list all over again. Anyways, Chuck, I can't think of anything witty to say because I've used up all my material today.
Oh, I don't believe that for a second. So you went back to work today. Did the place manage to run without you?
Well, I actually went back yesterday. My 6-day my 6-day weekend was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Today's Wednesday. Don't forget. I mean, you know, you retired guys, you kind of lose track of things. Yesterday was Tuesday. That was a work day. And today's day 2. That's why I'm halfway through the week and loving every minute of it. So, yeah, they managed to keep on keeping on. I still had the same type of things to deal with yesterday morning and this morning going into the plant, but I guess we'll chip away at the issues one at a time, and we'll try to make some people smile and enjoy life along the way. So, yeah, they can get along without me. They managed to make a mess of things before I even was associated with this particular plant. So, yeah, I'm sure they can. They could get along without me if they really thought about it real hard. But I'm not going to give them any ideas. You know, cost-saving idea. Slash Mac and save the money. No, that's not a good idea. So I'm not going to suggest that one, at least for the time being. Anyways, I've prattled on enough there, Chuck. I'm sure other people are tapping their toe by now. I'm here for the duration and not much longer, but we'll be sticking around for all of the details and the fine trivia and on this day. Back to you, sir.
All right, very good. See, I knew you had a bit of sarcasm in there with you. Yes, us retired guys, sometimes we miss a day. And so, yeah, I didn't click in Wednesday that you went, you know, today's Wednesday and you went back yesterday. But thanks for straightening that out there, Mac. All right, so we'll put you on the back burner for now, and we'll move over to our next customer, VE3 GBD. George, come on in.
I just wanted to say hello. Got back from the trailer. Got to take the wife to Joseph Brandt tomorrow. She's getting her knee replaced.
Oh, dear.
And, yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Fun.
Oh, wow. Hey, that's crazy. I know Gary, Gary VE3 TTO. I think he went in for I think it's a hip replacement. I'm not sure if it's the knee or the hip, but yeah, those are big operations apparently when they're replacing a joint. So wish her a successful surgery there, George.
Yeah. My buddy up the street there around, he had his hip replaced 6 years ago, and he says he's having trouble with it.
Oh, yeah, I know. I used to have issues with my knees, and when I went to have the second knee looked at, we talked about replacing it, and they said, they only last like 10 years, and I'm like, what? And so they don't want to replace your joints until you're a senior, until you're older. And yeah, but then I heard Gary, his doctor told him that his hip replacement would last him 30 years. And so he's 70 now, and add 30 years, you know, I don't know if he'll still be around then, but yeah, that's much better. 10 years. That's crazy. I think they were lying to me. They just didn't want to do it.
I know that's what they were saying to my wife uh, earlier when she was about 55. Her knee was screwed, and they said no, no. And then finally she seen a surgeon or somebody said, yeah, you got to get this done, because she's had the ablations done, she's had all kinds of stuff done, and it doesn't help. So tomorrow she goes in, she gets a new knee.
Oh, there you go. So looks like you're going to be having to look after the better half there when she's at home, and I'm sure you'll do just fine there, George. You'll have to put your own cold snacks in the fridge there, Roger.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I do that anyway because they're out in the garage. She don't even see me bringing them home.
Yeah, straight into the garage. Okay, George, thanks for sharing that, my friend. And are you going to stick around for a bit?
Hey, I'm going to stick around for a bit. I got a house full of women here, all the kids, but I'll be sticking around.
All right, George. Hey, by the way, I forgot to ask how everybody's Canada Day weekend went. So far, I guess Mac had a good time there, 6 days off. And were you at the trailer? When did you get back, George?
I got back today, actually. The Canada, oh my God, up there was unbelievable. The fireworks they
Yeah.
did, and then Monday they did like all the golf carts all dressed up with the Canada Day flags and this and that. They did like a parade. It was cool.
Ah, that's good. Yeah, I know trailers like to really have fun there during the summer. I've been to a trailer park where they had Christmas in July, and yeah, it's for the most part, it's usually a pretty friendly group in a trailer area there. So, anyways, George, thanks again, my friend. You got anything else before we pick up Wade?
No, let's pick up Wade. Let's get this ball rolling.
Okay, very good then. Thanks, George. And now, before I forget, I'd like to say hello to Debbie joining us on the YouTube stream. Hello, Deb. I hope everything is okay with you, and I hope you had a good um, Canada Day long weekend. And with that, let's go and pick up Wade, VA3NCA.
VA3CJZ, VA3NCA. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening, everybody else on net as well. 2 days back in after having a nice long weekend, not as long as Max. I only took Friday off. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for me. But it messed me up though this morning. Today is my normal garbage day. Got up all ready to do it, but then Monday was a holiday, so my garbage day is tomorrow now. So I think that means yours is probably Friday. That's my guess. Anyways, it's later though, so you don't have to rush out and put your garbage out tonight. You have a one-day reprieve there. Chuck. Other than that, Friday, Monday was a nice day outside, and set up a station with Bill and Dave, and we were at the Burlington Heights monument there just off of York Street, a four-fer, including the Great Trail, the Great Lakes Waterfront Trail, Burlington Heights, and the Royal Botanical Gardens properties. So we are also a four-fer, and we managed about 85 cues times the four. So we had a fairly good day. Put up a nice 40-foot vertical antenna and managed to get out quite a bit. We got a lot on the East Coast there. We got into the Maritimes pretty good. So, and we even got a Swedish contact. But when I went to his QRZ page, his tower was doing all the work. Was pretty clear. But we completed the QSO nonetheless from our park. So it was a successful Canada Day activation of the Great Trail. Anyways, I'll be sitting along listening for the whole show, so I'll send it back to you there, Chuck, and we'll see if anybody else is here. VH3NCA, back to Net Control.
All right, very good. Yes, I know you were getting out really well there on the first. You were pretty much consistent on all the bands that I picked you up on there, and there was 3 of you for a while, and then 4. And so it was a lot of fun chasing you guys. And so, like I said, there I got as many as I could, and it was a lot of fun. And so your antenna was working very well. Okay, Wade, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll get back to you in a bit. And with that, let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie.
Okay, I heard Victor 3, Bravo Tango, and I heard another Victor Alpha 3. Is that F?
VA3 DCS.
Okay, I copied DCS. Very good then. All right, so let's bring in Albert. Albert, come on in. How are you?
Good evening there, Chuck. We're doing good. We had a pretty good weekend there. Went up to Tobermory. Weather was good. I know you guys got some rain down here. We got rain, but it was Saturday night. But yeah, it turned out to be a real good weekend up there. Obviously, it's a little cooler because we're by the lake, but no, we had a good time there. Got back Monday late. It was late in the evening there. So yeah, back over to you there, Chuck. VA3BT.
Oh yeah, right on. As far as rain goes, I think it was more isolated rain showers there. I know we only got a little bit here and there where I live, and other people in Hamilton got more. So that's usually the case for Hamilton.
Yeah, interesting. I know when I looked at the clouds Saturday, showing down in this area, it looked like some big thunderstorms were rolling through on Saturday there.
Geez, you're asking me to remember 4 days ago or better there. I don't know what I had for breakfast.
There you go, Chuck. Did you have a good weekend there?
Oh yeah, I stayed home, and the wife worked. She gets paid extra for Canada Day there, so she decided to work and make a few bucks. And it was good. Except yesterday, Albert. Oh, I have to mention this. I was sitting at my desk here around 3:30 in the afternoon. I hear this thud, like something heavy falling over, and so I run upstairs, go out the back door, and my 2-meter Ringo Ranger antenna, my vertical, had fallen, and it was kind of laying on my patio umbrella, and then wedged into my 2-meter beam, and then eventually it was laying also on my 80-meter wire antenna. And so and it's not a straight, like, of course it's a vertical, but it's not the antenna is not perfectly smooth and straight. It's got bends in it and, hardware. And so that's what got caught in the wire. Oh, let me tell you, Albert, that was a stressful time. I had to ask Renata to come help me and unhook the wire antenna at the one end there, so I could lower my broken vertical there. So it's laying down now, and I think I'm going to put it up somewhere else. I think what happened was a screw came loose and worked its way out of the pipe strapping that I had, and it just fell.
You gotta do maintenance every so often there, Chuck. You need to look at these things and make sure everything's all tight and buttoned up. It almost sounded like a chain effect there. One hitting one antenna, another antenna, like dominoes.
Yeah, well, the good news is, Albert, nothing was damaged, nothing was broken, and so it could have been a lot worse. So I'm pretty thankful, and we're gonna be doing some preventive maintenance for sure. There, today was just a little bit too hot for me, and getting stuff ready for the net there. But I'll be looking at it. I think I'm going to relocate it somewhere else in the yard, and then I'll check all my other fasteners.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I did this year. This year it was pretty much just maintenance on some of the, especially on the towers. I painted the one tower. The other tower's still in pretty good shape. And put up 2 new antennas, changed out some coax, made sure everything was all buttoned up. Now I don't have to worry about any of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if it's just an eyeball, it doesn't take long. And shake a few things, make sure things don't fall off. And so we'll definitely be doing that there. Anyways, Albert, thank you so much for checking in. I do appreciate it, sir. And anything else before I carry on?
No, we'll be listening along there, Chuck, hopefully to the end there. So we'll let you continue with the net there, VA3BT.
All right, very good. So we'll clear with Albert and say hello to Dave, VA3DCS. I think you're on the portable there, Dave. Come on in.
Hey, good evening there, Chuck. And all on frequency, yes, I'm on the... Hey, just hang on a sec, got dropped. Okay, dog took off, and he listened to me this time. Yeah, I'm on the HT, walking in the field with the dogs, and kind of the signal coming in and out because of the hills here.
Yes. Well, you're coming in pretty good over here at the Center Mall. And speaking of dogs, there's this story on the Weather Network where they start this story about a dog being swept away, and I ought to always click away. I don't want to see stuff like that, but I ended up finding out that the dog survived. They found it tired as hell down the river. I guess a road got washed out and the dog went in it to try and get to the owner, and it got swept away. But luckily, she found it down a ways, and it was alive. So that was a good ending to that story.
Oh, very good. Yeah, well, I'm standing here. The dogs are right near me. Yeah, I was out activating there on Monday with Bill and Wade. Had a very good time. And actually, hunted Bill this evening on 40 meters while I was driving here to the park.
Oh, very good, very good. Which park?
That is Trail One. I think it's Hillside Park in Dundas, and I'm out here in right by 6 Highway in York Road.
Oh, wow, very good. Well, you're wavering from S9 to S9 plus there, a good 10 over, and so you're doing a good job there, Dave. Did you have a good long weekend?
It was a good weekend. My wife's away in Texas until the 20th, and then she'll be back, and I guess I'll have to play radio a little bit less.
Yeah, but I bet you miss her.
Yeah, it's tough, like she's retired, so when I get home from work, dinner would be there, and right now, I get home from work, and okay, do I want to make dinner, or just want to kind of pass on it, but, yeah, it's a little rough when you kind of been fed every day for 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. Oh dear, I'm gonna have to make craft dinner or order takeout. Get home and there's no warm food on the table. I know. I've always been the one to cook, so I've never had that problem.
Oh, very good. One good thing is my youngest son is still home, so if he gets home before me, he'll actually cook something for me.
Ah, that's good. Very thoughtful. All right, Dave. Well, thanks for checking in, sir. Do you got anything else for us?
Nothing else. Just some beautiful sun rays over top of the clouds on the horizon, so I will just continue walking.
Yeah. Okay, then. Very good. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get the showers that they were talking about. I mean, earlier they said at 5 p.m. there was a 50% chance, and so that's just how it is around here. They can never, unless they're telling you like 3 days in advance that we're getting a wallop. Chances are it's hit and miss. So, anyways, Dave, thank you so much for checking in, my friend. Have a great rest of the evening.
Thanks, you too there, Chuck. 7-3. I'll be monitoring.
Okay, very good then. So we'll clear with VA3 DCS. And for those who could not hear Dave, I am streaming the net on YouTube. And so you can hear what I hear if you go to YouTube and join the stream. Just put in my call in the YouTube search. Again, that's VA3 CJZ. And you can listen along and hear what I hear, see what I see for radio signals, that is, anyways. And so, with that, let's see who else is out there would like to join us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ.
Victor Echo 3 Romeo Oscar Romeo.
Okay, I copy VE3 Romeo Oscar Romeo. Rob, been a while, sir. Come on in. How are you?
Pretty good, Chuck. Pretty good. Nice day out there today. A little on the humid side, but you know what? I know what's coming in about 6 months or so I'm not going to complain about it. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Not going too far from home. Getting a little bit more strength in my legs due to walking a little bit more when it's nicer weather. And so I've been very complacent this winter, and I really felt it. So yeah, I'm still working on the what do they call that? The old man chair exercises.
Okay, very good. Yeah, well, keep it going there so you can get your full mobility, I guess. I was having some issues with my right hip, but not the hip itself. It was the tendon for my muscles and stuff that was. I guess for a long time it was sore, and it was getting more and more sore, and I was concerned about it. And I had to thought maybe I would, my hip was starting to go on me or something, but
yeah.
I went to get it checked out and I got some physiotherapy, and it turned out to be the tendon. I forget what the name of the condition is, but it with physio it goes away. And I've just been doing regular exercises every morning now, and it doesn't bother me as much. But for a little while there, I thought, hip surgery.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Gary went in under the knife today for his. I think it's a hip or a knee replacement.
Yeah, he's getting a hip replacement, and my sister got one not too long ago, and it's they let you out the same day, and they encourage you to walk on it and everything
Wow.
when you get it done. It's like a routine operation. Our daughter was doing a nursing co-op when she was this past when she was in grade 12. She graduated this month, and she did a co-op at Juravinsky, and she said that they've got like these bucketfuls of bad joints that are replaced with new joints. It's like going to the to get your car fixed. You get a new knuckle joint put in or whatever, and it's good for a certain number of years.
Yeah, apparently Gary's getting the Rolls Royce model there. His is supposed to last 30 years.
Yeah, I said to him maybe they're giving you a carbon fiber one, and maybe it'll have like just to sort of humor him a bit. Maybe it'll have some sort of bionic capabilities that'll allow him to run faster than the normal human being.
Yeah, well, let's all hope he heals up quickly because it's a serious surgery from what I've been told there, and it's a good 6 months recovery, I think.
My sister was she's in her 70s. She's 75, and she recovered quite quickly. So I guess it depends on the person, but she had knee replacements done as well, and she said the knee replacements were far worse than the hip replacement. She said the
Wow.
hip replacement was a piece of cake.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's first time I've heard the opposite there. I thought it was the hip, but yeah, I guess like you said, it varies for everyone. Anyways, Rob, did you have a good long weekend?
Every weekend's a long weekend, Chuck. I think yours are too. But I didn't participate in the Canada Day contest, or I don't do POTA. I heard you guys talking about the POTA guys talking about that trail at Canada Trail there. They were doing, so that's pretty cool. And didn't really do much operating. We went to London for the day. And then went down to Port Stanley on Lake Erie, and it was full of tourists. And it was kind of neat to go there. And spent the day, basically a day-long road trip kind of thing. So that's what we did. How about you?
I didn't do too much. I just stayed around the house here and putzed around here. My wife decided to work on Canada Day. She's a supervisor at Swiss Chalet there, and she wanted the extra money. So, but she goes on holidays this weekend. So we're probably going to do some backyard camping, take the tent out and hang out in the backyard.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, do a little mini field day. See, I don't know if she'll be into it or not.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I could do that too. Right on. That's a good idea. But I think she'll just let me do my thing, and yeah, hopefully. Usually it gets quite warm after right around Canada Day. I'm surprised we had mild weather this weekend there, but now it's back to normal.
Yes, the day before Canada Day there was on Sunday. It was pretty cool. It was like 16 degrees or 16 or 17. It felt like fall. It was interesting. Okay, well listen, I won't keep it, Chuck. I just thought I'd check in and say hello and see how you're doing and say hello to everybody on the net. And we'll be listening for a bit. I don't know if I'll be around for another round or not, but anyway, I'll be listening for a bit. Back to you, Chuck. The E3ROR.
Okay, very good, Rob. Thanks again for checking in, and glad things are going well. All right, so we'll clear with VE3ROR and see who else is out there that would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. Okay, nothing heard for now. We'll take a break and go to our contests. We do have some contests this weekend. And so we'll go to our contestcalendar.com webpage. And the first one I've got coming up is the Venezuelan Independence Day contest. And that will be for CW, single sideband, as well as PSK. And the bands are 10 meter, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. The Venezuelan Independence Day contest. And then after that, we have the TA, the Turkey VHF UHF contest. And that will be for CWs, sideband, and FM. And the bands are 6 meter, 2 meter, and 432 megahertz. So that's the Turkey. And then there's, for UCW folks, there's the Marconi Memorial HF contest. And that's for CW, of course, 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And then after that, we have the original QRP contest for CW and sideband. And that'll be for 20 meters, 40, and 80. The original QRP contest. 1 watt is very low power. QRP is 5 watts. And MP is maximum power, 20 watts. So the original QRP contest. And that's pretty much it. But there are some smaller, very short contests that are on. You can check them out on your web browser and type in contestcalendar.com. All right. Now, before I take any more check-ins, I want to go back. I know I said this story once before, but I want to go back to this. The amateur radio origin of the bean in the pot. Now, a lot of people you might hear say another bean in the pot. This story comes from the ONTARS webpage. And it starts off by saying, ONTARS, net control operators often use the expression another bean for the pot. But does anyone know the origin of that expression? It actually goes back to the origins of the net in the early 1970s. Now, this gentleman writes about how he had just become a ham, got his advanced, and he talks about one of the most regular and reliable net controllers at that time was Victor Echo 3 Golf Yankee Echo, Oral in Trenton. Oral is spelled Aurel. And he was a white caner, they called themselves at the time, blind amateur radio operators. Oral would take check-ins and then say thanks for another bean for the pot. This gentleman writing the story says, I visited him many times in Trenton, and he actually kept 2 little pots beside his rig, one containing dry beans, the other empty. So after each check-in, he would transfer 1 bean from the full pot into the second pot. In those days, the net controller kept a tally of check-ins that would be passed on to the next net controller on the hour. Oral would quickly count the beans in the pot and add it to the tally to pass on to the next controller. Oral has long since become a silent key, but I marvel 45 years later to hear net controllers still using his expression, another bean for the pot. So blind amateur radio operators use that to count. And there you go. Now you know the story. All right, let's do another check. Who else is out there listening that would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3 CJZ looking for check-ins.
Victor Alpha, Romeo Foxtrot.
There he is. I hear Vern on the portable. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot, I do believe. Yeah, Vern. Come on in, Vern.
just a quick check-in, just out for a walk. It's pretty humid. I'm down near the end of the battery pack here, but I've been listening along for a little while, Chuck. Appreciate you doing the net. VA3CRF.
Okay, Vern, I'll take your bean for the pot, my friend. Thanks for the check-in. I've got you at an S6 over here by the Center Mall. Fantastic job on the portable.
Sounds good. I'm just up on a little hill here, so I probably have, if I had a pair of binoculars, I could see you.
Ah, very good, very good. Yeah, you probably need a good pair of binoculars. We're not that close, but all right. Well, very good. Hope you had a good long weekend there, Vern.
Yeah, we did Chuck. Went to Rib Fest here up in Waterdown with our son and our grandson, and it was very nice. We went on a couple of rides, and we really enjoyed it.
Oh, you went to the Rib Fest. Oh, I gotta ask, did you get any free samples while waiting in line?
The only samples they had were of the actual barbecue sauce they were using. No samples of the actual.
I remember years ago, the wife and I went there, and we had a guy come up to us in the crowd, and he was handing out some samples of ribs there. So, okay, very good. Yeah, and they're not cheap either. You pay a fair penny, yeah?
Yeah, definitely you pay a premium to go there, but it's a nice community event, and I think it's a fundraiser for one of the local charities.
Ah, yes, those guys travel the circuit. It's kind of like the carnival. They go from town to town and set up shop and sell their wares. So very good. Okay, Vern. Well, thank you for your check-in, sir. I do appreciate it. Like you said, your battery's getting low and it's hot and humid. So I'll let you go for now, sir. Thanks again.
Thank you, Chuck. Nice to talk to you. You have.
Okay, Vern. Very good. Where am I now? Okay, check-in number 10 for Vern. And we have John from Los Angeles checking in on YouTube. Good evening, John and Mark. John is K6RXD in LA. Welcome, John. We have this net here every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Local time until 10 p.m. local time, and stream it on YouTube every time. So thanks again for joining us, John, and thanks for tagging along. And so we'll mark you down in our log. Your check-in number 11. John, let me write your call in there again. And let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. All right, nothing heard. Let's go and check out some trivia. I've got some interesting trivia tonight. We'll start off with some amateur radio fun trivia. And where is that? It's up here. Fun amateur radio. Okay. What do the amateur radio stations NA1SS and RSOISS have in common? Those are both located on the International Space Station. So the November Alpha 1 SS is the American call sign, and the Russians have Romeo Sierra 0 ISS. All right, this next one is this famous ham invented a legendary music device that was featured on the album Switched On Back. Who is it?
Isn't that Bach?
Is Switched On Bach or back? Switched On Bach. The answer is Robert Moog, Moog. Now, his call sign is Kilo 2 Alpha Mike Hotel. Bob Moog Moog invented the famous Moog synthesizer, along with some other innovative electronic music equipment. He died in 2005. Uh, it says here John McVie is the bass player for Fleetwood Mac. I don't know why that's there. And Tom Schultz is the founder of the band Boston and also an MIT graduate who has made his own contributions to music technology. All right. A lot of people might hear someone say 7-3. At the end of a conversation, hammer operators will say 73 to the person they are talking with. Does anyone know what 7-3 means? Obviously, it means goodbye. Although hams use many different modes of communications, such as voice, digital, and even television, the original mode was Morse code. In order to save time, many abbreviations were created by Morse users, and 73 is used to sign off with a friendly goodbye. Of course, if you are talking with that special someone, a different number is used. 88, which means love and kisses. So if it's a significant or a special someone of the opposite sex, usually, you would say 88. Again, that was all started off in Morse code. All right. Besides talking on his ham radio, this famous newscaster spent most of his time talking into a microphone for a living. Anyone know who it is?
That would be Walter Cronkite.
And that would be correct, Mac. His call sign is Kilo Bravo 2 Golf Sierra Delta. Walter Cronkite obtained his amateur radio license after he retired from CBS News. I guess he wanted to keep talking into a microphone, primarily to have another form of communication while on his sailboat. Chet Huntley and David Brinkley were popular co-anchors of the NBC television news broadcast, and Dan Rather replaced Walter Cronkite on the CBS Evening News after Cronkite retired. And of course, Walter would always say, "And that's the way it is," on July 3rd, 2024. But I'm sure it was a different year. All right. In amateur radio parlance, what does the two-letter phrase DX stand for?
Distance unknown.
Hey, that sounds like Phil. VE3OAB. You're correct, Phil. It's distance. DX is often used to indicate a station in a country outside one's own, regardless of distance. Good evening there, Phil. I got the call sign right. Did I?
Roger, PE3OAB. Do you have a 10-meter receiver or transceiver?
Well, this radio is a shack in the box, and it does 10 meters.
Because I'm getting an interference at 28,190. Consistent.
28,190. Oh, that's fairly low in the band there. I don't know what that could be there, Phil. But how you been, my friend? Been a while.
Oh, I've been pretty good. I'm just taking it easy, watching my pet rabbit in the backyard periodically and cutting the grass over and over again and watching it grow back again.
Yeah. Well, I finally got mine under control, and I don't let it get it too long before I give it a trim there. So I think I'll be doing that in the next couple of days myself. And it's always nice to have a nice trimmed lawn. But anyways, Phil, you got a great signal coming in tonight there. 20 over easy. down here by the Center Mall. So you're doing a good job tonight, my friend.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. That I'm getting out that well because you're only up here about, I'll say a 9.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I do have a very generous meter over here. And so everybody's signal is always generous.
Well, thank you very much for the signal. And the information you've been handing out is very interesting. And I also heard the Marconi station in voice a couple of weeks ago on 25 meters.
25 meters. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Yeah, that's right. They have their contest this weekend.
Yeah, sorry, 25 megahertz band. It was Marconi's 75 or 100th anniversary.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. I think I remember that.
Well, I'm going to back out in case there's other people want to get in there. And be well and keep cool.
Thank you for that, Phil. And the same to you, sir. Be well and take care of yourself and stay cool this summer. I I saw on the news that they have a replica of Lincoln sitting on a big chair. You know how they have that in front of uh, the Capitol building there in the States. And they made a wax copy of that, a smaller version, of course, and it melted once it reached 100 degrees. Poor old Abe Lincoln's head started falling off. So, yeah, stay cool. All right, so we'll clear with VE3 Oscar Alpha Bravo. Phil, thanks again. And let's see who else is out there would like to join us here on the weekly amateur radio exchange group. This is VA3 CJZ.
Comment VA3 I am.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yep, I took a quick cut up to 28,190 because Phil heard something wonky, and it almost sounds like a trunking transmission, but it's variable. It goes in waves. So it's either somebody using that frequency to transmit a bunch of data that's coded, or if you remember that movie where they dropped that thing through a hole in the sky and somebody went out. I forget what it's called. It's not Timeline. Anyways, yeah, it's maybe some transmissions from outer space. Anyways, whichever way you want to construe it, there is some noise up on 28,190.
There you go, Phil. Did you copy that? You still there? VE3 OAB.
Yes, I copied that. I thought maybe it was somebody jamming somewhere, and that was the reason why it was on there.
Yeah, well, Mac there just gave his thoughts on that, so hopefully that'll clear up. But is there usually activity around that area?
Mostly, that's where the CW operators operate for a long distance between 28 001 and all the way up to about almost 28 350.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a wide area. All right, well, hopefully that'll clear up for you. Who knows? You know, the sun is very active, and there's all kinds of funky things been happening there. I'm not sure if they're calling this year the peak of the solar cycle 25 because it's supposed to be next year. So we'll have to wait and see what the final deal is on that. Anyhow, Phil, thank you so much. Let's do another call out. See who else is out there would like to join us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group.
Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform.
Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform. Tomasz, come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on the net here. Yep, I just was sitting outside there and just enjoying the outdoors. And yeah, we just come in now. And my wife, I said, "Oh, the net's on tonight. I better get upstairs before it shuts down here." So yeah. So how's everything going there, Chuck?
Oh, generally pretty good, pretty good. Had a little accident with one of my 2-meter vertical antennas there. It fell over yesterday, and I think I'm going to relocate it to a different place and make sure the fasteners are long and strong. That's what happens when you don't check on your equipment. Things vibrate, they come loose, and yeah. So luckily, nothing got broken. Nothing got damaged. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it's a wonder with the winds they are sometimes. You know, I was out cycling today. I cycled about 25 kilometers today. I was cycling towards Oakville, and I was just flying like crazy. And then, boy, when I started coming back, oh man, did I ever feel it coming back? The headwind just knocked me down about like another 10 or 15 k an hour. Boy, that makes a huge difference. But yeah, I guess I'm lucky in that way because I'm a QRP here, so so for you guys that have the outdoor antennas, yeah, I can imagine the maintenance that's involved, a year-round thing.
Yeah, but like it was mentioned before, there complacency is not good. You have to check on your equipment on a regular. Otherwise, like I noticed, one of my Dacron ropes is wearing a little bit there, and so I should fix that. And I'm going to do another, full inspection and make sure everything is copacetic. Anyhow, yeah, quiet weekend for me here. Just stayed at home and putzed around at home, and for the long weekend. How about yourself there, Tom?
Yeah, I haven't really did a lot. I'm on holidays this week. Well, half the week is over already. So yeah, I went to the celebrations for a little bit there for Canada Day, and started to get cool in the evening there. But other than that, just been putzing around the house and cycling and just doing what needs to be done around the house, and yeah, and a little bit more time for the radio there, so, Chuck. So yeah, you're giving me full scale like you usually do here in Burlington.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, yeah, I'm getting 10 over S9 for you over here by the Center Mall in East Hamilton, and beautiful, strong audio there, Tom. So yeah, that always helps to punch through. So hey, listen. By the way, do you keep a running tally on your cycling? Do you know how many miles or kilometers you've got so far?
As a matter of fact, I did this year. Usually I don't, but this year I did because sometimes you never know the bike speedometer battery could go. But yeah, I'm a little less this year, but I'm out to about 284 this year so far since April. It was the middle of April I started cycling, but 284. But I just usually I don't go too far. I just go around the area, maybe to Oakville, maybe to Hamilton, but I don't go long distance. But I don't know. I said to my son, well, I'm going to try to get 1,000 clicks in this summer, but I don't know if I'll get quite that much this year or not. But little by little, yeah, it's still very enjoyable.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, my back is a mess. and I haven't cycled in a while. I'm afraid, to fall and mess things up. So, yeah, I miss it. But anyways, Tomash, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And you have a great rest of the week and enjoy your holiday.
Absolutely, I will there, Chuck, and I'll be listening along.
All right, very good, very good. And so I'm cycling through some of my uh, different pictures here on the YouTube stream I've been putting up. What I've got up on the screen right now is the McMurdo station in Antarctica. They have a tower with a beam there and other antennas. And right now it's hard winter down in Antarctica. There aren't too many people there right now, but nonetheless, that's one of the transmission towers at McMurdo Station in Antarctica. And of course, the next QSL card I've got up is from Australia. Contact I made there. And then the next one we have going, this is on the YouTube stream, the VA3 CWM, the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum. I've never been there. I've got to make maybe my wife is on holidays. We might go and visit there. It looks like a really nice place. And so and then finally we have the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club contest call sign VE3 Delta Charlie up on the screen there. And so and to go with that we have Rick VE3BK. He hasn't joined us yet tonight, but there he is up on the screen on the YouTube stream there. And that's Rick. And so with that, let's see if there's anybody else out there listening that would like to check in with us here on the Weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ.
VA3 NFG.
VA3 NFG. Steve, come on in. Are you on the portable?
No, sir. We're in the mobile here, sitting in the driveway. Tonight's garbage night, so I just finished putting all my garbage out at the curb, and I was listening on the portable. I was going to check in, and then I thought I'd sit in the car and get a better signal to you. So you're doing your usual 9++ here. I've got no other copy on anyone else at this moment. That's all I got there, Chuck. Back to you. VA3 NFG Mobile.
Okay, very good, Steve. Yeah, nice strong signal. You're full strength over here from your mobile. So did you have a good weekend there, Steve?
Yeah, it was okay. I had family Monday there. I did manage to get out for a couple hours, only to find out that my 30-foot piece of coax I brought has a short in it, or has something in it. I'm not sure. I got to check it to see if it's all right, or if I'm going to scrap it and throw it away. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, so I ended up hunting made a few calls on the Monday there where I was parked, which was right across the street here at the park, at that one parking lot there with the pagoda coverall. So I sat there for a couple hours, and then it just got too hot. I think it got warmer out towards 4:30, and then I packed it up and came home, and then what did we do? Oh, we had dinner, and that's about it. So yeah, it was an okay Canada Day for me. How about you?
Yeah, it was quiet over here. The wife had to work, so here by myself. and it was a lot of fun hunting the boys out in the parks. Hey, I heard a rumor that you activated a park. Is that true?
Yeah, actually, I forget if it was Saturday or Sunday. It might have been Saturday. Yeah, I went over to where did I go? Mount Albion there. Pierre was over there. So I sat in with them and operated as second operator and managed to get an activation.
All right. Well, congratulations, Steve. That's your first one, right?
No, I've got 9 other activations.
Oh.
I went out another time with Pierre, and we did 9 parks that day. And I should have stuck it out for the 10th park, because then I would have got my 10 park Rover Award. However, I did get the Warthog Rover Award, and then you get that if you hunt 5 parks or more. So yeah, so that was the second time I was out activating.
Oh.
So yeah, hopefully more to come in the near future.
Oh, very good, very good. All right, so Pierre got you out. All right. Well, that's good to hear, Steve. Right on. Okay, and your ATAS is still working properly?
Yes, sir. Transmitting off it right now. It's working pretty good. I've got 0 on the SWR meter, doing a full 50 watts. Not even 1 bar of SWR. So, yeah, it's working pretty good. Works on HF pretty good. And I can hear pretty good. So, I'm going to go down to the truck stop this Friday and pick up a length of coax with ends on it. I don't know if they got 30 feet or 50 feet, but whatever they got, I'm buying it. And then I might head out to Guelph with a friend of mine. He wants to go do some magnet fishing out that way.
Yeah.
So I may stop at a park somewhere around there where he can magnet fish and I can activate. And fingers crossed, we get one under the belt.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Well, good luck with that. I've never been, but I've seen tons of videos on it. Looks like a lot of fun if you pick a good spot there. So, right on. Well, good luck.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, in Guelph there, because of the train tracks everywhere there, when they were laying those tracks, instead of bringing the material back, a lot of them just threw it in the little river there, little stream. So last time we were there, we were picking out lots of iron, lots of what I guess they're stakes or whatever they use to secure the railway ties. Found quite a few of those in the stream there. So who knows what we'll find this time, but I'm sure it'll be interesting.
Yeah, railroad spikes. Right on. Oh, cool. Okay, well, like I said, good luck, and let us know how that works out when you do that. All right, Steve, we'll clear with you unless you have anything else for us, sir.
No, that's all I got so far there, Chuck. I will post if I'm successful on the Friday, and you'll see me on the spot page. Unless I can get into this, not this repeater. This isn't a repeater. Unless I can get into ZOE from Guelph, I'll try, and then I'll announce it there. If not, it'll be on the spot page.
Okay, very good. I know I missed Vanya today. Vanya is out in New Brunswick. He was at one park there. I forget the name of it, but looked like a real nice location. And I missed him today, but I got him yesterday. He was at another park in New Brunswick. And before that, he was in Quebec somewhere. And so sounds like he's having fun out on the East Coast. And so we wish him well. I don't know if he's able to, Well, if he's on vacation, I doubt he'll want to check in here. But nonetheless, I wish him well. And so we'll clear with VA3 November Foxtrot Golf. And let's see who else is out there would like to join us here on the weekly AREG Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ. Okay, nothing heard. So let's go ahead and start on this day in history. It is 9:10 p.m. Currently 29 degrees Celsius in Hamilton. Geez, I'm wondering what that is in Fahrenheit. Let's see if we can bring up the web page for the Weather Network, and it is showing 82 Fahrenheit, like 97. For those of you who don't have Celsius capabilities, 82 Fahrenheit at 97 degrees with the humidity. So there you go. And thankfully, I think the wind has died down. It was quite gusty last couple of days there, and I think we're not done with that. So, and tomorrow they're forecasting similar temperatures, actually 86 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow, and who knows what the humidex value will be with that. And so we'll got that out of the way. I guess we can start with on this day in history. So this is on this day 175. And we'll start with famous birthdays on July the 3rd. And our first person is Samuel de Champlain, born on this day in 1567. He is, of course, a French explorer, and Lake Champlain is named after him. And he's also the founder of Quebec City. And of course, he's born in La Rochelle, France. In La France. Okay. Next, this gentleman, I mentioned him last week, but he has a birthday today, and his name is Richard Bedford Bennett. And he's the 11th Prime Minister of Canada, born in 1870, passing away in 1947. He was born in New Brunswick. Richard Bennett, Bedford Bennett. Next, we have Michael Oliver, born in 1925 on this day. He's a British cardiologist who linked cholesterol with coronary artery disease. He was born in Wales, died in 2015. All right, who remembers the Mod Squad back in the 70s? I used to watch that. This guy next used to play Pete on Mod Squad, the white guy. Michael Cole, born on this day, 1945, in Madison, Wisconsin. Pete on the Mod Squad. And then sticking with actors, we have Jan Smithers. She was born on this day in 1949. American actress with WKRP in Cincinnati. She played Bailey. She was cute. Born in Hollywood, California. She's still alive here, it says. And another one. Tom Cruise is 61 years old today. That's all I'm going to say. Except he was born in Syracuse, New York. I've been to Syracuse. It was a dirty town. But they do have a round Holiday Inn hotel, unless they tore it down. And next we have Julian Assange, who has been in the news lately. He's been allowed to leave the country he was in. He's the founder of WikiLeaks, and he was born in 1971. He's 52 years old, and he was born in Townsville, Queensland. And so I think he's agreed to plead guilty to one of the charges. So, but I doubt he'll be doing any time. Okay, and lastly, with a birthday today, Vanderlei Silva, born in 1976. He was pretty hot about 10 years ago or so. He's a Brazilian mixed martial artist born in Brazil, of course, Curitiba, Brazil. And yeah, happy birthday, Vanderlei Silva. Quite the scrapper. All right, so now that's it for birthdays or famous people. Now we have famous deaths on July 3rd. And our first person is André Citroën. He passed away in 1935. And he was a French automobile pioneer. You remember the Citroën cars? He was 57. Next, we've got Trigger, Roy Rogers' horse on the TV show. Trigger was 25 years old when he passed away in 1965. So he would have been born in 1940. Trigger. Next, Brian Jones, one of the original Rolling Stones members. He passed away in 1969. Drowns in his swimming pool, and he was 27 years old. He was a British blues and rock guitarist, organist, and sitar player. Was with the Stones from 62 to 1969 when he died.
The magic rock star age. We lost the guy from the Doors and Janet Joplin also at age 27. Seemed like a popular thing to do.
Yes, so it seems, because our next person dying on the same day is Jim Morrison. He passed away 2 years later in 1971 at the age of 27 of an accidental heroin overdose. Jim Morrison
Was officially logged as a potential heart attack associated from poor medical health. The French government did not complete an autopsy on the body.
Okay. I'm just reading what it says.
Yep, QSL heard it on the radio today as well, Chuck, and they were talking about Mr. Morrison being found in the bathtub in a French hotel, and mentioned that they did not do an autopsy. They merely ruled it potentially related to drug, but the official cause of death was potential heart attack related to poor health.
Yeah, okay. They try to smooth things over for famous people so it doesn't mar their, their name. But lots of heavy drugs in the late 60s, early 70s there. So take it as you will. All right. Our next person is that passed away on this day is Mr. Magoo, or he also played Thurston Howell III on Gilligan's Island, and that's James Backus, or Jim Backus, passing away today in 1989, and he died of pneumonia at the age of 76. All right, so we went from singers to actors. Next, we have passing away on this day in 1993, Curly. His full name is Curly Joe DeRita, one of the Three Stooges. And he also dies of pneumonia, and he was 83 years old. Andy Griffith died on this day in 2012. American actor, comedian, television producer, Southern gospel singer, and writer. You might remember the Andy Griffith Show. He was also on Matlock. I remember hearing that tune on the Andy Griffith Show with him and the little kid there, Ron Howard, with the fishing pole and whistling that tune. Dies from a heart attack at the age of 86. And finally on my list is Artie Johnson, passing away in 2019. He was an American comedian. You might remember him from Laugh-In. He used to get hit by that lady with her purse there. And he also used to peer through the bushes and say, very interesting. He was 90 years old, passed away in 2019. And that's it for on this day. Do we have any questions, comments, or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? Please come now.
VE3MQ.
VE3MQ. Tom, come on in. How are you feeling?
Better than what it has been.
Been a little rough, eh? I was overhearing you speaking to someone several days ago about screws or pins or screws loose or something.
Heck yes, well, 4 of the screws have come loose from the bones, so I got to go back on the 26th, I believe, for them to take another x-ray to see what's going on, and they may have to take it all back out.
Yeah, sounds like your body's rejecting it. I dislocated my wrist years ago, and they had to put 2 pins in the wrist to keep the bones from dislocating, because that's what happened. And after a while, one of the pins started almost coming right through the skin there. I had to go in, and they cut my wrist open and just pulled it out.
Well, I'm sure I can feel one of the heads of the screw coming out of my arm as well, but oh, well, there's no sense of crying over spilt milk. I can still twist my arm. I can, pick things up as long as they're not heavy, but I still cannot lift my arm up over my head.
Yeah, sounds like some rehab or physio, as they call it. Well, wish you good luck with that, Tom. Sounds like it was a pretty bad break.
Oh, yeah, well, 6 hours on the operating table. Yeah, it was a bad break. And kind of load up my trailer tomorrow, going camping for the weekend.
All right, all right. When are you going to what is it, Michigan or Wisconsin?
Michigan in August.
All right, very good then. Well, have fun camping. I don't know where you're going, but it's good just to get away.
Oh, I've been wanting to go camping all along. Yeah, we're going up by Huntsville, and yeah, 3rd weekend in Michigan. Moonshine, here we come.
What? That's where you get your moonshine?
Oh, yes. 160 proof.
All right. Geez, I think last time I had moonshine was Newfie moonshine there years ago.
I have coffee moonshine in the fridge right now. I put in my coffee in the mornings, some mornings.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, be careful with that and your arm. Alcohol and injuries sometimes don't do well, but as long as you're not doing it in excess. Well, thanks for checking in, Tom. How was your long weekend?
Quiet. Sit on my chair and do nothing. Tracy won't let me do much of anything.
she wants to make sure that this year I'm going to Michigan, whether I like it or not. I didn't go last year, but this year, yeah. Plus now, the oldest daughter has decided that she don't want to live at home no more. She wants to live in a camp encampment or a tent encampment with all these frickin' idiots.
Holy jeez, it's almost as bad as my daughter wanting to travel the country in a van. Yeah, well, good luck with that. Don't let her do that.
She already did it, Chuck. She told her mother and I both to go pound salt on Friday, took her ODSB truck and went and bought herself a tent and a canopy and everything else, and now she's living down on the grass by Barton Street Jail.
Holy jeez. Okay. Well, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry to hear that, Tom. Yeah, kids don't like following rules.
They still got rules with her at home or an encampment, but $550 a month included everything, her washing, her food, her everything. I don't know what the hell's wrong with these kids these days. I think they're all gone retarded. If we ever try to do anything like that at our age, our parents would have been kicking our hoof.
Yeah, you got that right. So I think after the net there, I'm going to watch the 11 o'clock news and see what happened at the U of T. University of Toronto were given an ultimatum by 6 p.m. Dismantle the tent encampment on the property, or the police would do it for them. So we'll see if that happened. I haven't heard anything yet.
Oh, Olivia Chow. She's an idiot, too. She'll have them all moving here to Hamilton. But yeah, thanks for picking the net up there, Chuck, and listening to whoever. I'll be sitting here listening along for a while. VE3MQ.
She'll be back home.
You think so, George?
I guarantee she ain't gonna want to live that life. Who wants that? She'll be back home.
She's insisted on that she won't. I can't wait till a good thunderstorm rolls through and puts her tent all in water. That'll be funny.
Absolutely. Like, we're getting encampments now a lot over here in Montgomery Park. So I'm just saying, I think that's going to be a temporary with her. I think she's just trying to just be rebellious.
Just being an idiot. Go ahead,
Chuck. Okay, there, Tom and George. Let's see who else is out there that's listening that would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ.
Your buddy's back in the city, too.
My buddy?
Yeah, Ronnie G.
Oh, all right. Well, good for him. Thanks, Tom. Let's go back to on this day and continue on with that. If there's nobody has anything against that. Historical events on July 3rd. As I mentioned previously, Samuel de Champlain is again in the books, and he founded Quebec on this day. In 1608, Samuel de Champlain founds the city of Quebec. It's always good to have a little Canadian history in there. Next, we've got American stuff. Washington surrenders in 1754. George Washington surrenders to the French at Fort Necessity during the 7 Years' War. I didn't know that. And then 21 years later, in 1775, George Washington, again, he takes command of the Continental Army at Cambridge, Massachusetts. Okay, in 1806, a gentleman by the name of Michael Keynes exhibits the first large-scale cultivated strawberry, a large fruit strawberry called the Keene seedling. I've never heard of that. Some more Canadian history. In 1814, Americans capture Fort Erie, Canada, during the War of 1812. This is in 1814. And then in 1852, on this day, Congress authorizes, that's the Americans, Congress authorizes the United States' second mint in San Francisco, California. Speaking of San Francisco, in 1861, just 9 years later, the Pony Express arrives in San Francisco with overland letters from New York. Can you imagine? On horse. Well, I'm sure they didn't travel the entire route. It was always handed off to another rider, but I wonder how many riders it took to go from New York to San Francisco on the Pony Express. In 1863, we have the Battle of Gettysburg, largest battle ever fought on the American continent, and it ends in a majority victory for the Union during the U.S. Civil War. All right, on a different note, in 1886, on this day in Germany, Carl Benz first drives the first automobile in Mannheim at a top speed of 16 kilometers an hour or 10 miles per hour. The Benz was the first car. All right. Next, we've got the first demo of color television. And this is in 1928. A gentleman by the name of John Logie, Logie Baird, John Logie Baird, demonstrates the first color television transmission in London. Huh. And 1 year later, in 1929, Dunlop Company, or Dunlop Latex Development Laboratories, make foam rubber for the first time. In 1930, the United States Veterans Administration is created, or as they call it in the States, the VA. In 1944, on this day, Oriole Park, then a minor league baseball stadium, burns down in Baltimore. The cause, speculated to be discarded cigarette. And then we have a world record in 1947. 252,288 people passed through Grand Central Station, New York City. And it was a record. And today, there are over 750,000 people that go through Grand Central Station on a daily basis. In 1968, we got 41 degrees Fahrenheit, or 5 degrees Celsius, the lowest temperature ever recorded in Cleveland in July. All right. So We go to 1970 on this day with music history. The Atlanta International Pop Festival opens with 200,000 people attending over 3 days. Performers include the Allman Brothers, Grand Funk Railroad, Jimi Hendrix Experience, Richie Havens, Cat Mother, and what? And the All Night Newsboys. Never heard of them. B.B. King, Mott the Hoople, and John Sebastian. Too bad I was too young for that. And then in 1987, 2 men became the first hot air balloon travelers to cross the Atlantic. I sure hope they brought a dinghy with them just in case the balloon goes down. That's crazy. All right, 1994, we have the deadliest day in Texas traffic history. According to the Texas Department of Public Safety, 46 people are killed in crashes on that day in Texas. All right, here's some sad news. In 2019, the United States produces the most waste per head globally and recycles the least at 35%, according to a new research. And then we have Germany recycles the most at 68%. And finally, in 2023, it's noted that the hottest global temperature ever recorded as average global temperatures tops 17.01 degrees Celsius. The previous record was 16.92 degrees Celsius on August 13, 2016. So there you have it. That's on this day. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did researching it and telling it back to you folks. Do we have any questions, comments, or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? This is VA3CJZ.
V3BK. VE3LBI.
Okay, I got 2 stations there, BK and LBI. Rick, come on in.
Yeah, good evening, Chuck, and everybody on frequency. And hey, that Tom guy's got the wrong name. He should have his name should be Bob. We used to have a Bob on here that's he went by Broken Old Body, so that would be Tom. Anyway, just thought that I'd throw that in there, Tom, if you're listening. Anyway, hey, did you do any Canada Day on the weekend there? You didn't make my log there, Chuck.
Yes. Now that's a story in itself. Why don't I pick up Larry real quick and I'll come back to you there, Rick.
Yep, go ahead, Roger.
All right, if you get a minute there, why don't you pull up the YouTube stream, and I got something up there you might you might find funny. All right, let's bring in VE3LBI.
Yep, just a little late tonight, Chuck. We're outside. It's kind of nice outside. Well, it's warm, but nice outside, so a little bit of a breeze out there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got 28 degrees over here. Oh, and look, Steel City Coach. I think I don't know who that is. It says here the University of Toronto. They already cleared it out ahead of 6 p.m. Oh, but the protesters said they'll be back. Huh. Okay. And Bill has joined us too. VE3IUK. Bill, I'll put you in the log as well. And who's still city coach? Is that Sean? No. I think it might be Huey. I don't know who it is. All right. Nick. All right, Nick. Well, thanks for joining us. Nice to have you aboard. And let's go back to Rick then. Thanks, Larry. Let's go back to Rick, VE3BK.
Yeah, I'm looking at the YouTube, Chuck, and right now is just a picture of you. What were you wanting me to look at there? Over.
Okay, tonight we are AREG week 1607. So you got to look for that, or look where there's a red dot. That'll be us live.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at you live right now. And all I see is one picture of you there with your call sign, stop sign off one corner of your shoulder there. Anyway, that's it. So what was it? You had 4 pictures up when you first said that about looking at something on the YouTube there. Over.
Well, let me go to the YouTube stream there. No, it's showing you, Rick, VE3BK, your QSL card.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking at it right now, and I don't see it. But there's a bit of a delay on the YouTube, so maybe it's not up right
Oh,
now.
okay. Wade is saying, click the live button. Make sure you're on the right AREG, week 1607.
Okay, well, I did the live one because you're moving around on here. 1602. I'm on the wrong one then, I guess.
Yeah. You got to find, go on the left and where it says live there, click on that and you'll see us.
Okay, you're saying it's 1607? Okay, I got 1607 up, and you're right, I see it.
All right. Yeah, I thought I'd put that up for you there. And of course, I've got the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club contest call sign QSL card up now. Do you see that one?
Roger on that. Yep, I see that one. By the way, if anybody was looking at the one of me, that's me at the contest site a few years ago, and we had a CRT monitor, CRT, the old CRTs rather than LED at that time. Yeah, see it? And you can see the scores up there, but you can't see clear enough. But anyway, okay. Yeah, so what happened to you on Canada Day? And thank you to all the listeners out there that did. Apparently, somebody put me up on the cluster, and a few of your listeners there, Chuck, came and checked in with me there. Over.
Oh, very good, very good. So on Canada Day, I did do some contesting for the rack, and I ended up losing all my contacts. I tried to transfer my contacts over to my other log, and long story short, I lost over about a dozen. And then I also was hunting a lot of the POTA guys, and I was going to add those guys because to the Rack Canada contest, because just because they're in a park doesn't mean anything. They're contacts, that I made on Canada Day. So as far as I'm concerned, all those POTA contacts were also Rack contests contacts as well. But I ended up losing it all, Rick.
Well, doesn't? Oh, that's neat. The Warplane Heritage. Doesn't your program do a backup on its own? Because like RateLog, we use RateLog, and RateLog, as you enter them, they also put it in an ADI that's the backup sort of a thing, backup ADI. But I had a problem too. I saved it. I thought I did, and the main program, but then I saved it to a backup, and so the main one that I saved early in the day, and that was only half my contacts. And then when I did the backup, lucky I did the backup because that one got them all. So anyway, I don't know what happened there. When I did the save, I must have missed the save button or something. But anyway, I still got them all. So I got everybody in there I worked, and we were on 40 meters at the end there, and that's where I work most of the guys that are listening to your net there. Over.
Yeah. I'll have to look again, Rick, but I think I have to save it once, and then but I had it saved it as soon as you shut down the program, and then restart it again. It should be in the backup, but I'll have to look again. So I missed it. And on Monday, I tried to check in, Rick, but you were kind of yakking with this guy called Mark quite a bit. I couldn't get in there, and then the wife came home from work and started talking to me. Next thing you know, the net was over. So apologize for not checking in there, Rick.
Oh yeah, no problem. Monday night after the contest ended at 8 p.m. and I was chatting with a fellow in the States, and we chatted for another 7 minutes. So I was leaking on the other net there, and I went to 7100 and went on there, and we had quite a few check-ins. New ham from St. Catharines, named Mark, VE3 Victor W. And so that was kind of neat having him. And then we had Gary, who has moved, V3JGK. He has moved from Hamilton to Picton, and he's got his antenna up. So he worked me too, and I heard him quite well. So that turned out pretty good there, and we had a few of the regular guys check in as well. So anyway, I went right from contesting to our nightly net there. So anyway, yeah, sorry about that. I did rag you quite a bit during the contest, and it was fun there. A lot of the American guys like the idea of a Canadian contest. So anyway, 13 colonies is on this week for July the 4th, and I guess they're on at least one more day. So anybody look up, go on Google and look up 13 colonies, and you can get a certificate and everything. It's a pretty good one to get into because there's about 14 stations you have to work, and one of them's in England. So there you go. Anyway, back to that, and Chuck, I was listening along since about Tom came on, and so you keep up the good work. We enjoy that. Anyway, VA3CJZ, V3BK.
Yeah, very good then, Rick. And so, lastly here, I've got up on the YouTube stream. This is a picture of McMurdo Station in Antarctica, and that's one of their towers that they use for communications. And so that's what that picture is. There's no writing or anything on there, but that is Antarctica, the McMurdo Station. And so thought I'd let you see that. And thanks for checking in, Rick. And the 13 colonies is a 3-letter calls. They all start with a K. And then there's a bonus or 2 bonus stations. They start with WM. And so I've already started to collect some of the 3-letter calls, and I'm going to keep trying to get as many as I can. So thanks for that, Rick. And anything else before we do a 7-3 round?
Oh yeah, that Antarctica picture is pretty good there. They got 7-element beam. That's fantastic. Oh, and by the way, VE3BT, I don't know if he checked in or not, but he sent me a nice picture of his tower with the beam 3-element tri-meter on there. So excellent. He'll enjoy that. Anyway, that's all I got there, Chuck, and keep up the good work. VE3BK.
Yep, absolutely. There, Albert's got a tri-beam, like you said there, 10, 15, and 20 meters, and it's up in the air, working great. So I think Albert is, we'll see if he's still with us, but before I start the 7-3 round, are there any last-minute check-ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3 CJZ. All right, let's go to downtown Rick, the other Rick, the A3AXJ. Rick, you still with us?
Oh yeah, I'm still with you. Painkillers are kicking in. My eyes are getting heavy. Yeah, I got a long day tomorrow. I got all the carpets in my place. I got to get them done. I got to clean them all. It's going to take me all day to do it. I just hope it's not too hot. Got to get it done though. And then I think Friday and Saturday I'm just going to chill out like a villain and just probably stay in bed. I don't know. But anyhow, thanks for doing it, Chuck. Very enjoyable on a Wednesday night. Nothing else to do on a Wednesday night. Other than that, yeah, this is VA3AXJ. We're going to be Q. Thanks for doing it, Chuck. I know I cut out there for a second.
All right, Rick. Well, with this heat, if you're going to hose down your carpets, they'll dry really fast. That reminds me, I might take out my power washer and do my front porch there. It gets a lot of grime and grit and dirt just from being so close to the steel factories. And yeah, I got to clean off the lid on my mailbox at least once a week there. There's a film that develops on there. So yeah, I think we might do that there. And perfect day to work with water. Okay, let's go to Mac next. VA3IMW. Mac.
Oh, thanks for another entertaining evening, Chuck. Just another opportunity for me to thank everybody who worked, all of us Canada Day activators, made the weekend all worthwhile. With everybody's help, I managed to rack up 77 QSOs at 4 parks. That's 308 in the log for me, and all the rest of the guys that were out at the various parks. Certainly appreciate you chasing me around there, Chuck. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, we'll look forward to next July the 1st and do it all over again. And thanks for doing this one. Certainly appreciate your dedication to the hobby and keeping this rolling week by week. VA3IMW, I'll be QRT in another 8 minutes.
All right, very good then, Mac. Thank you for all those kind words. And it was a lot of fun on my end as well. And also, LOTW is back up for those who are unaware. And so you can start sending your logs in. Thanks for that, Mac. And have a great rest of the evening. And it's a short work week, as you mentioned before. And so next we've got George, VE3GBD. Any last words, George? I think George's last words might be cold snacks. All right, so let's go to Wade, Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha.
VA3CJZ, VA3NCA. Thanks for doing it there, Chuck, and great way to spend a weekend as always, a Wednesday as always. I got somebody talking to my other ear, so a little distracted, but thanks again for doing it, and 7-3 to all, and good night.
All right, Wade, well, thank you so much for joining us once again on the YouTube live stream, as well as checking in on the radio. Always a pleasure, sir, and it was a blast chasing all you guys on the first there. So very good. I'd like to thank everyone who checked in on the YouTube stream, and we have VA3OYL here that checked in. Thank you, Deb, Wade as well, Wayne B, VA3FMB, Bill, VE3IUK, and we have John from Los Angeles who joined us, K6RXD. Thank you so much for joining us, John. Hope you enjoyed yourself. And Kevin, KKP, joined us. Who else? I think that's about it. And Steel City Coach, Nick, as well as Mark, Steve's friend. So thank you so much. Okay, so next we have Albert, VA3 Bravo Tango.
Yeah, we're still hanging in there. We're still awake. We're going to be calling it there soon. But anyways, thanks for doing it. Thanks for being there, Chuck. And it's not a 3-element. It's a 4-element beam, 10, 15, and 10, 15, and 20. Anyways, thanks for doing it there. 7-3.
All right, my apologies, Albert. 4-element tri-band beam there. So very good. We'll have to take a trip up there and have a look at that. Take her easy, Albert. Have a great rest of the week, my friend. And if I don't talk to you, have fun camping.
Yeah, actually, that's what we're doing next week. Going to finish up this week, and we're off for a week.
All right. So's my wife. So we're going to be backyard camping, but still should be fun. All right, Albert. Thank you so much. Next, I don't know if Dave is going to be with us, but VA3 Delta Charlie Sierra. Next is Rob, VE3ROR. VA3 Charlie Romeo Foxtrot, Vern. How about Phil, VE3OAB? VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. Tomasz, you still there? VA3 November Foxtrot Golf.
Yep, I'm back in the house here, Chuck, on the portable. Good net as always. I'll be pulling the plug. 5:30 comes early. So everybody have a good night. That can hear me, and we'll catch up with you next time. 7-3 for all. Have a good one there, Chuck. DA3 and FG will be clear on your final.
All right, Steve. Well, I can hear you just fine. S9 on your portable. And for those who cannot hear all the stations, you can go to the YouTube stream and you can play that back and you'll be able to hear everyone I can hear. Just put in my call into the YouTube search box. Thanks again, Steve. Have a good one. How about Tom, VE3MQ, 7-3 round, Tom? All right. Next is Rick, VE3BK.
Yeah, okay, Chuck. I got somebody else that wants to check in here. Anyway, we'll say 7-3 to everybody on here, and we'll let him go. Go ahead there, Art.
VE3 KCI Art. Haven't heard you in a long time there, my friend. We got to get that radio up and running there. Thanks for checking in. How are you doing?
Trying to find somebody to go and help me set it up because I can't do it myself. It's so good.
Yeah. Well, it'll happen. Unfortunately, it's taking a lot longer than expected there, Art. But we miss you. Thought I'd tell you that there. We miss you on our net. And I'm putting up another antenna. Well, actually, I'm moving one antenna because it fell. And so maybe when I put it at a new location, I'll be able to hear you once your radio's back up there. Over.
Yep, I hear you loud and clear there, Chuck. It's been a long time coming. I mean, I'm still trying to find people that are going to help me to go and set up the radio and everything else like that. They say, oh, they're going to come, and nobody shows up.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate there, Art. Well, Take her easy and keep your fingers crossed. Somebody will help you. I'm sure of it. But anyhow, I'll take your check-in, by the way, tonight with the YouTube people that checked in and the people on the radio. We got a total of 20 check-ins. And so I'll say thanks again, Art, and have a good night.
And to everybody else on the channel.
Okay, thanks, Rick. Anything else?
Yeah, that's it from me and from Art there, I guess. Any final words there, Art?
And if anybody out there is going to the amateur radio picnic, I sure could use a ride. If somebody give me a phone call back over here, be much appreciated. Telephone number here is 905-524-5512.
524-5512. Okay.
Okay, thanks for letting us in there, Chuck, and 73 there. VA3CJZ from V3BK and Art.
Yeah, VE3KCI, we're going 10-7. Talk to you later, Chuck. Thanks again.
Okay, Art, take her easy, my friend. And next we've got Larry, VE3LBI. You still there, Larry?
Oh, yeah, we're still here, Chuck. Yeah, we're a little late coming in, so no, just listen along for the finish up there. Thanks for doing it.
Okay, thanks, Larry. Appreciate it. All right, well, it's 10:01. Time to wrap things up, but let's do one last call. If there's any last-minute check-ins to the AREG net, please come now. Okay, nothing heard. So with that, as I mentioned, we've got 20 check-ins tonight. Awesome job, folks. Glad you spent time with us, spending the last 2 hours. I understand there's not much going on Wednesday evening, so it's a pleasure to have you all check in. And so with that, we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. This is VA3CJZ saying 73, and I'll be returning the frequency back to regular use. And remember, garbage day is one day ahead this week. Have a good night and the rest of the week, folks. So long for now.
VA3CJZ V3BK.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, how did Art come through? Because that was something new. I tried something different there, so I wondered how well you heard him.
Oh, he was coming in great there, Rick. Good job.
Okay, very good. Well, that system works too. Well, that's basically the same way I did when I did Bridge. But it was a little different setup. So I just wanted to make sure it worked all right. So that's good, Chuck. Anyway, good job. 73 VA3CJZ V3BK.
All right, then. So I'll be taking a little break and shutting down the YouTube stream here. And I'll be back. And maybe if I hear anybody on the Zitto either, I might jump in and say hi. But for now, I do need to take a break. VA3CJZ 73.